Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen something like this before. Let's jump in today's build, the Pixel 67. Now this is sponsored because Unikeys did send this over. I think they're letting me keep it. That won't obviously change the way I think of anything. It's a pre-built unit. We're gonna take a look at this from unboxing, see what it looks like in the insides, give you guys my my full, I guess, workup of this. It looks interesting though. It's an IBM/Apple lovers keyboard, if you want to call it that. The person who designed it is a keyboard enthusiast from Japan, currently living in Silicon Valley. Interesting here, Pixel 67 is a retro-inspired 67% keyboard. It's using a pogo pin gasket mount, and it comes in either a pre-built or bare bones, I believe. It does have an internal brass weight. It's a very unique looking, I wouldn't say unique looking, but I like the way it looks actually. I'd say it's unique looking. We'll go over some of the other stuff here, but it does have a pretty slim front height of 15.7 on the lip. This is only $150 for the bare bones, and if you want the pre-built with the switches and keycaps, $190. We did get the pre-built today, so perhaps we will switch keycaps. But you know what? I think for an extra $40, why not get a pre-built? And there's a reason why I say why not get a pre-built in this case. Also done with KeyKobo. It's using ABS double shot keycaps. I love the fact that we're getting pre-builts with ABS now. Love it. I think that's so awesome. Oh, but here's the box. Pixel 67. This thing's heavy. So we have hot swap, 67 keys, gasket mounted, programmable in QMK and VIA, as well as Bluetooth. Highly doubt this loads up into VIA. I really am starting to, you know, I think I told you guys last time I was going to be a bit more hard on this. We'll see if this actually loads into VIA or QMK or whatever. I'm tired of seeing this here with with the quotations of you must download the JSON file. So getting a little tired of that personally, but it's fine. All right, Pixel 67. System initialized, designed from a different time, refined for today. Pixel first, mechanical always. Hard shell case. Off to a good start. I was actually really worried this was not going to come with the hard shell case. Ooh, there's like metal hardware on this too. Okay. This is a hefty keyboard for a 190. God damn. Wait, is this like a... Why is this so heavy? Is this like one of the special units? I actually don't know. This is heavy. That's cute. Actually, this is not too bad looking. I don't love all of this stuff on the back here, but I'm not going to get mad because this is, I guess, lower price point and it's on the back. But I feel like this stuff here, like, no offense when designers do this, I feel like this doesn't need to be here all the time. Like, it's just a lot and it's really big. This is super cute though. Love this. Very, very much like that. We do have long feet, which typically, again, I'm not personally too big into long feet. It doesn't matter all the time for most boards though, but I think from a very technical level, this typically gives you more of like a deeper sound. Yeah, I love this. This is such a cute weight. I love this too. This is a cool look. This kind of circle USB-C port. Love that. I love how the weight goes up on the back as well. Very, very simple side profile. And again, this is a 15.7 front lip over here, but super, super simple. Oh, you know what? I actually like the text over here. I think the text is actually really, no, this is, I mean, this feels metal, so I'm guessing this is all metal. Pixtendo since 2016, little RGB. I feel like this is not my absolute favorite thing. Keys were enough. Pixtendo Lab, they should get rid of this. This does not need to be here. We just talked about this on the last board, but I feel like this is a lot on the front. It doesn't really take away too much from the aesthetic, thankfully. I do really like these lines engraved into this too. This is really pretty, actually. Good keycaps too. Good choice of keycaps on this. This is nice. Yeah, okay. I'm vibing. But what else do we get in this? Okay, we get a receiver for Bluetooth. Or I guess wireless connection. Oh wow, some additional foam. Oh, did they not put foam in the board for us? I respect that. Cool, so maybe we have the option of putting in all the additional foam. This comes with, as far as I know, it comes with a bunch of different HMX stuff. I don't know if they're all this, if it's going to change or anything like that either, but they are supposed to come with HMX clacky switches, which is a PC top, LY stem, and a P2 housing. KeyKobo keycaps, and then fully tuned stabilizers. Again, $190 for this. There are some things visually I'm not like 100%. And yeah, I was actually about to say that too. AMD LY stems are hit and miss for me. If you guys are wondering why, LY stems typically have like a little bit of a lighter sound profile, but it depends. It really does depend on the housing and all that stuff too. But I would say this is like a looker. I love the bottom of this keyboard. I think this is so cute. This is heavy. It feels super premium too. Damn, this is actually really nice. I love the keycaps on this. Let's see what this sounds like, and then we'll take this apart. Okay, so we do have per key lighting, it looks like. And then we also have a piece of RGB over here. I wonder, is there like a good way I can just, there we go. Let's just turn the RGB there off. But we do have some RGB over here. So when I first looked at the renders for this keyboard, I don't know why. I looked at some of the other colors like terminal green, vintage brown, or not even classic beige, but system silver. And I wasn't like 100% on them. Classic beige was the only one that I really liked. But you know what? If these are KeyKobo, I think my mind has slightly changed. I still don't love some of the keycap sets, like vintage brown looks all right, and I don't really love the system silver look, but these look great. I wouldn't change these out at all. Let's see what this keyboard sounds like in stock form, and then we'll tear this. We're gonna tear this open today too. So. Okay, let's try out the other desk pad. I am hearing a little bit of that. Okay, the only thing that I can kind of hear right now is the longer feet. That is really it. Other than that, it sounds pretty good. You can really hear the difference once we isolate it some more. Ooh. Interesting. I was gonna say this felt really. I wonder if this is the internals. We're gonna see if something's maybe installed incorrectly here, but this is really soft. Love the way this feels. I think there's something under the spacebar though, because the spacebar does feel a bit stiff, which we're gonna see. Damn, this is a nice type. It feels comfortable. I'm not 100% on the choice of stock switches, but I think they're better than like 95% of the keyboards on the market in terms of stock switches. Stabilizers aren't picture perfect. I would like them to be a little bit more tuned out of the factory. I've heard better from companies there. Maybe just the backspace wasn't perfect. Let's open this up. Now, I don't even know how to do that. All right, also Torx screws. I'll take that any day of the week. Definitely one of the more unique feeling keyboards I've tried. The only thing right now that I don't love is these long feet. I think that's taking away from the board just a smidge. I'm kind of shocked they went with that. Okay, whoa. Be careful as you take this out. Not my favorite way to install this, but I think it's fine. That's a huge weight on the inside. That looks thick too. I don't love this. I think this could have been tackled a little differently, maybe with some like magnetic pogos. This is movable, but it's sitting on 2 ribbon cables here. Not the end of the world, but I don't think this is like the most like ideal way that I probably again would have done some sort of pogo pin, something or another, and maybe had it connect to the bottom. But it makes sense because you have these pins over here. And now look at this very interesting mounting style before we take a look more at the board. This is so interesting. So the silicone gaskets sit on top of these. And these, this is so interesting. These move up and down. Huh. It does look like they removed one under the space bar, which is probably smart. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen something like this before. This almost reminds me of a leaf spring, but done very well. They do have a little, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Sorry, there's some noise outside too right now, but little bit of like a rattle with these. I don't know if that translates to the board. Actually, you know what I want to see? I'm just going to take out this thing here from these ribbon cables. Give me one sec. All right, so this is how this works here. That is so neat. Actually, is this the first of its kind when it comes to this? I don't think I've ever seen something like this before. And it's like very uniformly bouncy too, because it's, actually that's interesting. That's very interesting. I almost think though, so something I might actually have to try on this board. There's a lot of really large flat pieces of metal. This perhaps needs a smidge of a force break. Maybe that's kind of what we were hearing too. I mean, this is unique. And I guess, yeah, if you really wanted to, like if you didn't want some of these, you could just unscrew them because they're just some little Torx screws. This is cool. Yeah, just a little Torx screw on this. And look at this giant weight on the inside. I don't think this is copper. I don't know if they're advertising this to be copper. It's copper colored. Let me triple check. No, just internal brass weight. So they have a giant internal brass weight, and that's kind of like the other feature here. 3 kilos is still really heavy for this board though. Okay, I'm going to say one more thing that I'm actually very, very happy with. I looked at this PCB because I'm thinking pre-built 6.25U, it's fixed. It's not. If you really want, you can take this apart and do 7U. That's a nice touch for a pre-built unit. I guess they have to because they're offering this in some sort of, yeah, and a split back and ISO. So they're offering this as a pre-built and a bare bones. I thought they would take maybe a shortcut and only offer this in, you know, one of a few, but cool, man. This is good on them for this. Yeah, I love to see this. This is already shaping up to be a very interesting build. I mean, mind you, we don't really have to build anything today, but there are some tweaks I want to make to get this sounding a bit better. I almost feel like they should include at least a different bottom row for people who care about that. But I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm already pretty darn happy at the $190 price point for what I'm getting in this box. But yes, I do feel like the extra keycaps for Mac are a decent touch. I think there could be more. I don't know what stabilizers these are. Maybe some sort of in-house stab. They almost look like mode stabs, or mode ones. Yeah, they kind of do. They look at the mold for that. But yeah, there's no lube on this. If there is, sorry, there is a little bit, but it's like bare minimum. So I do encourage them to add a little bit more there, or at least maybe refine how they're doing this. Well, all right, let me just try a few things here because I want to see how, if we just make some minor changes to the board. What do you guys think? Honestly, I'm impressed with this. I don't know why. This sounds different now, no? I don't know what I did. Maybe I just need to reseat everything. But it doesn't sound as bad as the first time. I do think we do need to force break this. I hear like a hollowness underneath the spacebar. There is one other thing that I'm noticing though, and I'm not sure exactly what this is because I can't screw this in anymore. This is a small concern I'm having. Which I can physically feel that as I pick up the case. Let me just really try to crank in these screws. Okay, you do need to kind of go in a little bit deeper with these screws then. Still not perfect, and that's as much as I can really screw in. Let's take off the keycaps. Let's swap some switches here. I have some tactile switches we can use today if you guys are game. They're Kailh's. These are the Kailh, I'm mispronouncing this, Xuan tactiles. It's Xuan's tactile switches. My shaky hands and ribbon cables do not vibe well. All right, let's put some caps back on this boy. All right, let's see what this sounds like now with different switches. It still feels a little bit chattery on the spacebar. Alphas sound really good though. I think I need to tune the spacebar. Maybe this is the weakest point of this board, is the tuning of these stabs. Because I almost feel like the stab tuning stinks. No, look at that. Look at that, dude. That's night and day. Okay, very nice sounding with these. I'm getting a little thrown off by something, and let me explain. It's like a weird thrown off. I will do my best to explain what I'm feeling right now, okay? Because this is so soft, I keep thinking I'm tilting the board. But it's not tilting the board, it's me typing. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm doing a good job of trying to express what I'm... Like, I feel like the board's rocking, but it's not. It's just... Interesting. I like the way it feels though. This feels good. This feels good. I cannot complain. I think they did a really good job on making this a unique typing experience. It's definitely giving me a smile to my face. A few notes though, and I think we have to go through this. This is $150 bare bones, $190-ish with everything included being switches, not these switches, but the other set that we tried, and then also these exact keycaps, which are KeyKobo ABS. I don't love the tuning on the spacebar and all the stabs. This is pretty dry. I know it says that it's tuned. I think this needs better tuning. Well, not I think. This does need better tuning for the stabilizers. It's not the end of the world because it's something you can do, but I mean, if the idea is them selling you a pre-assembled board, then it should be there. I don't... The flavor text everywhere, this like vanity text, I don't love, but I also don't hate it on this particular model. I think it's all right. I think it could do without it and be a really cool project because it has this like bit of text over here, which I think goes really well with the RGB. It has backlighting, which is cool. I think it has enough text on the back as well as over here to the point where I just don't want anymore. And then the last thing I think that they would need to really take a look at, because it's even happening again here, and I really screwed these in as much as I possibly can. This is an important one, and I think this might be a screw issue. Maybe the screw's not long enough or something. But there's a little bit of play and give that you can like physically feel when you pick up the board. See what I mean? I don't know if you guys can see, like this is screwed in as much as I can, but I think that's a big one for me. So I think that's like one of the other things that I would suggest for them to really hone in on. And then the long feet, I think these are preference. I don't think this is an objective thing that I'm saying other than these do sound different versus bubble feet. That's it. Other than that, for $150 for the bare bone unit, I would say this is even worth it just based off this really unique mounting style. Like they did such a good job with this. It feels really interesting. I love the shape of this. This looks really good here. I like the chunky look. I almost feel like, and you know, maybe this is just me, picking these up as a full kit, like a pre-assembled kit, almost makes more sense if you like the keycaps it comes with. But, and this is the very large but, you have to like the layout. Even though they offer different layouts with the PCB, which I freaking love that they do that. If you prefer 7U, there's no point for you to pick up the pre-assembled, even though they give you quality keycaps. But still, I think this is fun. Again, there's a lot to love about this board. Really cool pickup. I think it's really interesting that KeyKobo was a partner in doing this too. If you guys were looking to pick this up, as far as I know, this is going to be available on Unikeys. See you and goodbye, everybody. Love ya.